There we go. Should be able to hear me now. Probably a bit too loud. I'm sitting here waiting and I realize, oh crap, I didn't get the microphone set up yet. So, hey, welcome. Hello, everybody. Let me just quickly go through here and set up the microphone volume. I usually have to adjust a couple things, but forgive me. I was just a little bit premature. There we go. Okay, that should be okay right now. That should be reasonable. And there we go. Now we should have sound. So let's see who is here in chat already. I believe Poor Boy Channel was the first one. Hello, Poor Boy Channel, and welcome. And then we have Ronnie Willems. Greetings from the Netherlands. Well, hello all the way from the Netherlands. That's cool. Non-Fam is here. Guy the Jedi. Nick, Teza. Yeah, that's it so far. So it looks like we have 7 people watching so far. I have been, again, busy just getting everything all ready. We've kind of revamped a few things in the studio here. Got myself a little cleaner background, cleaner wall. Still a little bit of a work in progress because I still have a few things to do. A couple more cameras to get set up and in position, but otherwise we're almost ready to roll. But I thought, you know what? I want to get going on getting this guy started again. So we got lots of table space for this now. Nothing is interfering when I rotate this little guy around. So I thought, let's get going on this thing again. And I don't think I'm going to wait to do this live on every stream. I think I have to get this building because I've had requests for large prints and I can't do them without this thing working. So looks like Mike is here. Never let the machines win. That's not the same printer that had parts falling off of it. Not this one. No, the one in behind it did, but that's all fixed up. As a matter of fact, I just finished a print. I want to pop it off and have a look at it. An ABS print, actually, one of the Voron Trident parts. So let's see who else popped in. We have Mike. We have Guy the Jedi. I think you already hear 1977 All Out. Joseph Jolly is here and Joe Galaska is here. Wow. lots of fine folks here. That's awesome to see. So let me go grab that print because I'm curious to see what happens. It's actually we're not talking about the K1 tonight, but I happen to have the K1 and we did an unboxing of the K1 last week. If you haven't seen the video, I shortened the video a fair bit because there was a little bit of user error in there, but I've also indexed the video so you can see exactly the spots where the 2 screws fell out of the bed mount. So it was pretty cool. Not that it was cool, but it's all fixed up. It's all good. But I've been running test prints, but now I just ran my first kind of non-test print to see. I ran an ABS print for a Voron Trident part, and it looks not a tiny little bit of warping, which is my fault because I didn't clean and properly prep the bed after I finished working on it. So, but otherwise, it's not a bad print compared to what was done on the Bamboo. So actually, we have 2 ABS parts. The first layer could use a little bit of love. Here, let me show you guys on the camera here. Let's see. I'm going to try and keep a better eye on chat tonight. Gravity and Resonance make good content. They do. So let me get this little camera. I got this little camera hooked up now because this little camera is pretty good at showing close-up stuff. So if we bring this in, so this is the part. Let's see if I can't focus that. And can I get that any lighter? It's not bad. This is the part that was, this is printed in Polymaker's Galaxy dark gray filament. Now, that's the print surface. This was done on the Bamboo P1P. You can see those black flecks. They shouldn't be there. That was a little bit of the PEI, textured PEI sheet coming up off of the bed on this print. So the bed adhesion was probably almost too good, even though all it was cleaned with IPA. But this was run on the ABS with the new enclosure that I'd recently done. Run on the Bamboo P1P out of the AMS with the new enclosure. So it's a nice looking piece. I like the look of that Galaxy dark gray filament from Polymaker. Let's focus on that a hair better. There we go. And then this one, abuse of a PEI sheet. Yes. Hey, Andrew Humphrey and Stephen Reimer is here. Hello, hello. Then we have this one, which just came off of the K1. Same filament, okay, different printer. Not a bad looking part overall. Okay, looks pretty good. Took an hour and 20 minutes to run this piece. This is at the standard Voron infills and perimeter settings, etc. Now, the only thing I'm not 100% happy with on this is the first layer could have been a little bit better. This part's still usable. It's fine, but there's just a few little artifacts around the end there. So I turned off the calibration prior to printing on this one because I figured out it was all calibrated from all my test prints I've been doing. And you know what? I should turn that back on, but that's not bad. So there's your first layer. And otherwise, this part looks pretty decent off of the K1. So not bad. So if we have that one off the K1 and that one off of the Bamboo P1P. So I'm happy with both of these parts. So other than the fact that the Bamboo took some stuff off of the bed, but I did recently get in a new bed for the Bamboo, which is this is the high temperature plate. Which is good for PLA, PETG, ABS, TPU, PC, and all that. And then this is the engineering plate, which is also good for PETG, ABS, TPU stuff. So I'm going to probably use this so I won't have any textured PEI coming off of that plate. So that should work fine. But the point is that the Bamboo with the enclosure is running ABS just fine. All of these parts you see in front of me, other than this one, were run on the Bamboo with ABS, Polymaker ABS filament, and it runs just fine. Cats actively test gravity every chance they can. Yes, they do. You need a release agent when printing ABS. Possibly, because some of these parts were also run with nanopolymer adhesive as the release agent. So, and when I go to take them off, they just lift off. So there's no big deal. It's not like I'm actually forcing them off the bed and pulling this off. And then this one here, which was done on the K1, was just strictly cleaned with isopropyl. And no, it was cleaned with isopropyl, and it had nanopolymer adhesive on it, but I had done a bit of work on it because I clogged the nozzle myself. I made a big mistake, clogged the nozzle. I had to unclear the nozzle, and I didn't clean the bed after touching it and putting everything on it. So that's why it's not bad. It's not a bad print at all. There's not much warpage on it, if any, come to think of it. It's almost an optical illusion, but there seems to be a tiny bit of warping on that one edge, but otherwise it's a good looking piece. So there we go. Hey, Projects and Dad's Garage, how are you? Carbon fiber is looking like it will be a maintenance issue for bamboo printers. Interesting. What rails do the K1 utilize? No, they're not carbon rails, carbon fiber on the K1. They are steel rails. It looks like they're a shiny silver steel rail. It works really well. Yeah, other than those screws falling out, which what I did is all the screws that were holding the bed plate on, they were all finger loose. The back two were finger loose. The front two fell out during printing. I Loctited them all back into place. Worked out great. I got a little bit too over anxious with removing filament, and I actually clogged the cold zone of the hot end. So I had to take the hot end apart. Took me a little bit to figure out. I couldn't find any instructions on how to take the hot end apart. So I just started undoing screws, blah, blah. Anyways, got the hot end apart, fixed it up, no problem. It's running great. And then I printed this piece. So we're all good. Carbon fiber wears out. Absolutely, it wears parts out. Yeah, for sure. You know, just enough to be dangerous. You and me both, Poor Boy Channel. So there we go. So what we're going to do is when we last left, so what we've done on this so far, just to keep you kind of up to date, is we've got the AB idlers, the front idlers done. Okay, so and we're doing a version. It's the RatCore VCore 3.1 upgrade, but we're doing a 3.2, which involves less printed parts. And I'm using let's see here. Bear with me 1 second. Just want to make sure I have this document open. I'm using David Wilson's upgrade, and he's got sort of like a little bit of a tutorial that he made out for me. I have the document open. And so what we're doing is we're doing part of this without some printed parts. So it's like a 3.2 upgrade. It's a few modifications. So if I put this on here and I show you up in there, so you can kind of see in this corner. So the front idlers are done like that with no printed parts involved in them. And then this is the other front idler. I'm going to try and focus that on there for you. There we go. So those are done and ready for the belts to go on. Okay, and then the other parts that we've got finished on this is the X gantry is done. It is done. It is deracked, and it's running slicker than owl poop. And so what we're going to work on right now, tonight, this evening, is the AB motors, or sorry, the XY motors up here. So we need to get the idlers in, and we need to get the motors on, et cetera, et cetera. So I always seem to have something to build. Well, I create projects too. If you look back here, this is my this is the Trident that we built multicolor that has been stripped down to the bare frame now. So we're rebuilding the Trident because we're printing it different colors. I think I've decided I'm going to do gray, and I think my accent color is going to be white. That's going to look really cool, a gray and white printer. And we're doing the reverse or the upside down, whatever you call electronics. So the electronics are going to be on top instead of underneath. So we're going to be making a few different things. This printer isn't enclosed. This is not enclosed. I could enclose the RatRig if I want. I have the panels to enclose it. The back panel is already on because the electronics go on the back. Okay. You can get a hat for this, but and you can enclose the sides. But I don't think I'm going to enclose it. I haven't fully decided because there is a top hat you can get, but the top hat is going to make this thing stupid tall. And then if you want to open the top hat with a hinge, forget it in a room this size, unless I have it down on a much lower desk. So we'll see what happens. So You have a Trident frame, but that's about it. Well, I got the frame with all the parts, everything. And I mean, there's all the wiring. I took all the wiring off yesterday. There's all the wires. There's no rhyme or reason to these. So it's going to be a interesting rebuild on this thing once we do that. So that's going to be fun. You can be dangerous. Just remember, 911 is your friend. 911 is our friend, poor boy. You have a project? Yeah, okay. Didn't like all the colors. Nah, I kind of, when it was all said and done, okay, that's just an excuse that I didn't like all the colors, but I wanted to do some changes to it. I want to, I'm putting a different X gantry on it. I'm going to put, there's going to be a few modifications to it. And I thought, since I'm doing some modifications, the heck with it. Let's just start over. And I said, okay, since I'm starting over, let's do it in different colors because Polymaker sent me 13 spools of their filament of their Galaxy ABS and ASA colors. So I thought, let's just do it all over. Let's go ahead and showcase some of the Polymaker ASA and ABS colors and print the new parts in that. So hence we printed all of the main color in the dark gray ABS Sparkle. Galaxy dark gray ABS, and then the accent color will be in the probably in their where is it here? Where's my do I have white? Oh, I don't have white in ABS or ASA, so I guess we're not going to do white. I guess we'll probably do, I don't know, we might do pop pink, gray and pink. I haven't decided. I haven't printed the accent colors yet, so we'll see what happens. So hey, Miles Clayton, going really well. I haven't forgotten about you, Miles. I owe you a roll of filament that I promised, and you will get it. It's one of these on the shelf right here. It's probably this box right here, I think, has your name on it. So there we go. I am located in North America. Yes, I am. Joe Galaska. I am in Canada. Oh, you're asking Teza. Okay, sorry. Have you a link for the parts for the V-Core? For the parts for the V-Core, just go to RatRig.com. You can find all the parts. They link to all their parts and all the printable parts on RatRig.com. See, Project in Dad's Garage, you say white. I've heard so many different arguments about white being crappy for layer adhesion. My local guy here, who I get a lot of my Voron parts from, 3D Lab Tech, his name is Andy. He had at the Calgary Maker Faire, he had a Trident, or was it a 2.4? Doesn't matter, but he had white accent parts on his printer and it looked fabulous. And I said to him, well, I've heard that you don't want to do white ABS or ASA because of issues with adhesion, et cetera, et cetera. He said, not a problem for him at all. He said, depends on the brand of filament you buy, how well you're printing it, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm thinking for the accent parts, if I did have white, I would do it, but it doesn't look like I have any white, and I want it to be Polymaker, so that's why I'll go with a different color. So in UKK, it's 999. Yeah, we do 911 here. Yeah, 911 if you can find 11 on the phone. So there we go. Hey, Daniel Whitney, UK. Hello, hello. Okay, so we're going to be working off of this. I go to this. So, oops, that's kind of the wrong thing. I am looking for right here. So this is the little sort of assembly manual that David Wilson had put together for me. How do I zoom out of this? This is in Microsoft Word. There we go. So this is kind of the little manual that he put together for me on the 3.2 modifications, which basically, so we've got this part done. This part over here you're seeing on the right is already finished. Those are our front AB idlers, or our XY idlers. I call them the AB motors anyways. Those are the front idlers, left and right, are already done, okay? And now we're going to be working on the XY motor plates, the XY motors, which are the back ones here. So you'll notice that this picture on the right with the red arrow pointing to it, that printed part is no longer going to come into play. That is kind of replaced, and it's going to end up looking like this one here. And then yeah, it's much easier to run your belt path, et cetera, because you can run the belt and then put the top plate on. So, and then there it is with the top plate on and the belt run like that. And that's how we're going to be doing our XY motors and belt path there. So we're going to start working on that guy. So let's see. Accent parts probably okay. Yeah, I think they would be okay, but unfortunately I don't have any. Man, I thought I had white. I do have white PLA, but I don't think I want to do accent parts in PLA. I have PET G in white from Polymaker, but no white ABS. Interesting. Okay. So without further ado, these are the parts that we need. That one and this guy here. These were parts that I purchased off of AliExpress. These plates basically replace the printed parts that normally go on here. Now, I'm totally winging this because I had to order some spacers. So we got a whole bunch of different spacers. And while I was ordering spacers, I ordered every kind of spacer under the sun you could think of. So we have a bunch of spacers. We have our new idlers here. We ordered a little different size idler. Our geared idlers, sorry, geared teeth idlers. And then let me get all the spacers out of here. We have our new belt from our 3.1 upgrade kit. So we have some new belt material here as well. And what else am I going to need for this? Let's see. So it looks like I'm just going to have to do a bearing stack. So I've tried to get a good view of this for you guys. So if I get my overhead camera view here, there we go. And then that way you can also kind of see the instructions on the left of the screen there. But this is where we're going to be working in right here. So this is going to be our, I'm always confused as if the left or the right motor because I'm looking at it from the back of the printer, but I say it's the left. Is there an idler kit that you bought? The idlers I bought, these ones here were just, why did I get these? These because I needed to get a little bit taller idlers. These I believe are 10 millimeter idlers. And these are just bought on AliExpress. But for the most part, you're going to reuse a lot of the idlers and bearings from the original build because they did not include new idlers and bearings in the upgrade kit. I don't think they did. Let me just double check that to make sure I'm not being a liar here. But yeah, these are all the parts. This is for the EVA, the hot end. And I've got to decide what I want to do specifically on this hot end. But and then all the rest of these things are all the old screws from the old build I kept, even though they do include a lot of new hardware in the upgrade. Actually, we did get new bearings. Sorry, we did get new bearings. These are the flanged 695ZZ bearings. But the idlers are pretty much the same. So we have some new flange bearings and some new 695ZZ unflanged bearings. Okay. And then we got a lot of new bolts and screws, which they don't really tell you which ones you're going to replace, but it doesn't matter. Bolts are bolts and screws are screws. So yeah. A lyre is a very pretty little harp. A lyre is a very, oh, I see what you're saying there, Andrew. Oh, that's right. You're my comedy relief on the channel. Andrew, keep it up. Keep it up. So I am going to pull up and let me have a look. I need to zoom in. Let's go 200% on this on my screen so I can see exactly how he has done his bearing stacks here. Now, I think I'm going to have to fiddle with these a little bit, but we'll see what happens. So first thing I'm going to do is grab one of my motors. I've already got the, if you notice, let's see, which drawing? So underneath, right in this one here. So this is a motor mount support, this green part here. This has been reprinted in the brown because I'm doing brown, but that's already attached. And this bottom plate that you're seeing right here has already been attached on both the A and B. That just didn't come off from the, where can you find the document for the build 3.2? Check on printables. I'll see if I can't find it during the stream. I know David Wilson had done these documents and posted them up on printables. I'm not sure if he's got the most up-to-date ones up there or not yet. He may pop onto the stream a little later as well. So different color may seem softer than the other, if that makes sense. A different brand. Oh, same brand ABS, but a different color. Oh, yeah. I think depending on the formula to make the colors, I think you're going to find some differences. So we're going to start by putting on our tooth gear on this motor, and then we'll be able to adjust that as we need to. So I'm going to see what the difference is, because I kept all the other tooth gears here, and I think these are just a little bit bigger, if I'm not mistaken, but let's just see. Yeah, they're a tiny, they're about 1 millimeter taller on the ones I bought versus the ones that have come off of it. And I believe it's the same. Yeah, we're about 1 millimeter bigger. And I think it was to give the belt a little bit more clearance is why we've done that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a couple things over here, grab my wrenches. There we go. And the first thing I'm going to do is, if they're not already on here, is I like to add Loctite. If I can find the right size key here, I'd like to add Loctite to these grub screws. And there is no Loctite on these. So what I'm going to do is just add a little bit of Loctite to each of these. Let me grab myself a rag, because as we know, Loctite can be a little bit messy. So let's put a little bit of Loctite on here. I need, okay, on both of them. So one of them goes against the flat of the shaft and the other one kind of doesn't. But I will say so far, then I can talk while I work, because I'm ambidextrous that way. I'm impressed so far with the K1. I haven't had any issues that others have had yet. But we got a little bit of testing to go with it yet, so we'll see what happens. Okay, so let's get this on the motor. We can adjust the positions after we get them up and on there. So let's go ahead and just... Come on. And if I'm not mistaken, I think the other one goes on upside down. Let me just make sure, because it's going to be one's lower belt, one's the upper belt. There's that one, and then I'm just forging ahead here. Yeah. And the other one goes on upside down. That's what I thought. One is for the upper belt, one's for the lower belt. So this is going to be the left or right. Left motor mount. Now in the image, the left motor mount is the, okay, so they're saying left when you're looking at it from the front of the printer. So this is the left mount, this is the right mount. I have to think backwards. It's not the Loctite that's messy. Oh, Teza. I get what you're saying, I know. Okay. Well, it's not that it's messy, but I don't know if Loctite is toxic or not, but it tends to make my fingers tingle when I get it on them. So I don't know if that makes, anyways, that's just me. And it drips really fast, right? So, and that's what I mean by messy. Come on, get back in the hole. There we go. So I got to remember, left is right and right is left when I'm looking at this thing from the back of the printer. Okay, so this one's going to go on the motor upside down. This will be obviously be the lower belt, and the one that's the right way up is the upper belt. And come on. Okay. And we're just snugging these right now because they're not in the right position. And I know there's a measurement you can do, but I like to get up there and eyeball it and line it up with the other things that are on there. So this is left. So that's going on the right side. This is going on the left side. So let's go ahead and do the left motor mount first, as they are describing. Get a thicker variant of Loctite. Oh, I think you can. Loctite glue sticks. There you go. This stuff works fine. I mean, it's cheap. I've got 2 or 3 tubes of it, It's thin, but it works. So I'm not complaining. I just like to bitch a lot. So that's all I can say. But I don't. It's got a weird smell to it too. So I know what you're gonna say. Don't go around smelling it. Of course. Okay, let's turn this around so that we have the left side. So just to confirm, and I'm just going to double check with the idlers on here. So yeah, this is definitely the upper. And then this is definitely the lower over here. Okay, because we have our belt on the upper side here. This is going to be the upper side. There we go. And yes, I am on a step stool. So we could have some interesting accidentals happening. So, okay, first thing we're going to do is mount the motor in the hole using three, what size screws are these? M3x12s and a hex standoff. Okay, so I do have a kit of hex standoffs, various size hex standoffs. I need some M3x12s, and I believe, I don't think I'm going to go hunting through all this. I think what I'm going to do, oh, there we go. We have M3x12s right there. They're handy. I was going to say, I'm just going to go through my other collection because I know they're all, gravity always wins, of course. Loctite glue sticks. I have to look into that. I've not seen them before, so I'll have to definitely look into that. Okay, M3x12s. We need our blue key here, which is our 2.5 millimeter. So let's go ahead. Let's give you an overhead view here, and we're going to go up here. Oh, and wish me luck. And so we're going to make sure that we have the plug facing the right way. I want the plug facing in towards the frame so that when it goes down to be wired, that I'm not, I don't have to explain what I'm saying there. Anyways, so the motor's going to come up, and we are going to put, it is the, I just want to make sure I get the right screws in the right spots. So the standoff is going to be on this corner here. So we will get one of these going first. M3x12s are too big. Okay, unless these are longer than 12s. Okay, those screws are too big. Let's see. Oh, maybe that's from the old manual without the, you know what? I'll bet that's because I'm doing a different version. 3 M3x12s and the hex standoffs, M3x12s. Well, these have got to be, let me just check the size of these. Did I have these in the wrong bag? No, these are 12s. But they're way too thick, way too long. Huh. Okay, anyways, so no sense crying over that. We're just going to put shorter ones in. Stand by with the Band-Aids. Tim's on a step stool. There you go. Let me grab my screws here. I need some more desk space here. Here we go. M3x8s should be plenty for this. Why would you have 12s? It's just going through the plate and into the motor. So 8 millimeters are going to be plenty here. Let me switch the camera again here. Here we go. 8 might even be too much. They may need 6s. Let's just see. Come on. There we go. And I just dropped the other 2. Yeah, 8s are too big too. So definitely need M3/6s in here. Unless I am missing something. And we'll find those. We'll vacuum those up later. So M3x6s. Do I have any? I do. I have 1, 2. Hopefully I have enough of these. 3 of these. Yeah, no, well, You see, it might be, and it may just be that he has altered these instructions. But if you look here, he says left motor mount and new 22 GT, 10 millimeter GT, a 10 millimeter gear tooth, right? And 3 M3x12s and the hex standoff. So, but it could just be different motors too, right? That could be the thread depth in the motors. So I'm going to try 8s. 8s should be fine, or 6s should be fine. The 8s were a bit too long. So these 6s should be fine to hold this in. I'll chat with him about that when I talk to him again. There we go. And 6s are definitely, definitely the way to go. There's plenty of thread in there. Get these lined up. I just got to loosen this one off a bit until I get these other 3 started. There we go. The MCU. Yeah, does it ever? Well, the electronics themselves look crazy small in the back of this thing compared to the space. There's more. You could put enough electronics to run 2 of these, and all the space that's on the back of this thing. So, okay, so there's my. Okay, so there's the motor in. Okay, and then what's going to happen, just so you get the idea up here, is we get our bearing stacks and everything in there, and then this is the upper, oops, I think this is the other side. Oh, let's get the proper piece here. And then this piece will go on top and will hold everything in. So, and this is versus all that printed part that you have in there. So much easier to run the belts and everything like that, and much simpler. So, but it's just a matter of getting the proper depth on the stack here. So this is what it used to be. So new mod uses mini precision shim and then 2 6mm spacers and a mini precision shim under the front bearing stack. So this is what the new mod looks like right here. So we're using the same spacers here, and it looks like there's a mini shim underneath and a mini shim in here, and then our bearings, and then shims up top. Okay, I don't know what size this the hex standoff is, but the hex standoff is going to have to be. This is the part where I'm not completely sure, because he doesn't give me complete instructions as to the length that those screws need to be, unless those screws. Let me just double check here, because I have the. Oh no, I don't. Or do I? There we are. Here's the original 3.1 upgrade instructions. I'm going to check and find the length of those screws. Is this the right? No, I've got to go back. Sorry, guys. There we are. So these are the ones. This is the way you normally do what we're doing right now. Okay, now let's go down to the left one, because we're working on the left one at the moment. So that's what I was telling you has already been done. We have the motor alignment, or the whole plate assembly is already in place underneath. And it looks like we're using 35mm screws. See, these ones go down through the top with the bearing stacks, whereas the other ones are going to come up through the bottom for the bearing stacks. So those are 35mm M3s that we're using for all the bearing stacks. So 3 of them plus the plus our little hex standoff. Okay, I think so. We'll see. Let's try and find those pieces. Hey, David Wilson, glad you joined. I know too. I'm kind of just winging it here. So now we're at the point where I need to decide, and I think those are M335s we got to put in under. Let me just check this whole size. Yeah. No, these ones are not M3s. So let's find this hex standoff. I'm not 100% sure what size this has to be. Oh man, I'm going to trip on this if I don't take those slippers off. Hey, Jose Ferreira, how are you, sir? So, I bought a variety pack here of these hex standoffs. And let's just see. Where's my calipers? We're kind of winging it here as we go, guys, just so you know. So, but I'm sure David's going to reach out and say, no, Tim, that's not what you want to do. So these are 20 millimeter. And then I have extensions. So I'm able to put whatever length here, but I'm going to see M5 by 40 bolts for those. Is that what those are, David? Okay. I just need to find out the length of these hex standoffs. So that's what I'm trying to figure out right now. And I'm trying to see if you have that listed in your instructions here. Oh, there we are. 30 millimeter hex standoffs. Okay, 30 millimeters. Okay. So I remember M5 by 45. With these hex standoffs, I could not find 30 millimeter ones. So I do remember I did buy extensions. So I should be able to make with a 5. Let's see. If I add that extension to that, that makes this a 25 millimeter. So, and then I just have to add 2 of those, and then we have 30 millimeters. Whoops, why is that one not want to go in? Oh, I see. Okay. These things are, it's just like a little standoff kit here. How did I get 30 millimeters? I know I could. 15 plus 6, maybe. This is all, these ones all got mixed up. Okay, so I've got to make 2 of them at 30 millimeters apiece. 30 by adding, yeah, of course. So let's see. That's 15. Okay. So if I can find 2 15s, if my math is right, 2 15s are 30. There's 2 15s. Okay. So there's one 30 millimeter hex standoff. And there's a 15, and that's not a 15. There's one right there. There we go. They're just to hold the corner up and stabilize. There we go. Okay. And now I have a whole spare. Oh, come on. I love these really well-made boxes. There we go. It doesn't even want to close. But now I have a whole spare kit, which won't close, of hex standoffs. Okay. And then I need, according to David, I need, let's just see what he said back there, because I can't see it, or do I see it on the instructions here? M5 by 45 cap head screws. Okay. Good, I believe I have those. Where's my M5 box? Those are my M2s and my M5s. Is it my 45s in here? M5 by 30s. Huh. I know I have some. Oh, there we are. M5 by 45s right here. There we are. Just okay. So M5 by 45s. We're going to need 4 of these eventually. Okay. And M5 lock nuts. And I think those are in my other thing. Let's just make sure there's nothing else I need here. M3 by 8 cap head screws, which we've got. I think that's all I need out of here for now. Okay. So if I take 2 of these, let's just go back over to the overhead here. Okay. So now this is our corner hex screw that goes in here, like so. And then these M5s, come on. Gonna have to grab my wrench. No, I need my whereas. And I believe that's Mr. Pink. No. Wow, it's Mr. Yellow. There we go. Can I get this to show any little better? You have to take my word for it that there is an M5 under here that I am going to be putting up through this hole. It just needs a little bit of coaxing. Hey, James. Sent me an email with the latest instructions. Oh, okay, great. I'll open that up then, David. Thank you. I'm kind of relying on David Wilson's instructions here for this because a lot of the modifications are I got the idea from him to do. So, David, you're my guiding light for this build. Okay, that should just push through. Why is it wanting to thread up? It doesn't matter. Let's just get this up to the top. Actually, what I need to do is give you guys a little better camera angle up here. I will in a second, actually. Hang on. Okay. 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 That one's up here. I like to give you guys a better viewing experience whenever I can, so bear with me for a second. It's going to get really shaky and blurry here, so forgive me. But hi. I think if I put this, let's just play camera guy here for a minute. But I think if I put this like this, and I can then go like that, the camera's pretty stable right there. There we go. And then you can kind of, now if I zoom in, there you go, and you can kind of get an idea. Ah, that's a little better. And then maybe raise that up a little bit like that. There, then you can kind of see what I'm trying to get you guys to see here. If I move this back down out of the way here, because you don't really need to see my ugly mug. There you go. Okay, that'll give you guys a little better view up there. So we got that one in. We're going to get one more of these M5s in up here. I just lost my chat for some reason. Why did I lose my chat? Oh, don't you love live streams? Where's my chat? There it is. If it threads, it won't drop out. Yes, that's true. Hey, Mika Steve. Let me just check that email you got, David, and I'll open those instructions because I know you've been working on them. So let me open that up. Where's the email? Where's my email? There's my email. And let's see. David Wilson, look at that. And double click that document to open it. Come on. We can't do this because dialog box is open. Please close the dialog box. Oh, shut up. There we go. Oh, there we go. Okay. Perfect. Okay, so I can show this off. Here's what David just sent me, RatRig 3.2 mod. Okay, so and this is great. And I appreciate, David, what you've done in putting this together. That's excellent. So, yeah. So as I say, we've already done these front idlers. So we've eliminated the plastic parts on the front. Okay, and that part is already done. Already done. We haven't run the belts yet, but we will. And now we are working. This is where we're working right now. Right at this step right here. Okay, so if I close that, that'll make that window a little bit bigger. And if I go view, and I can zoom that to, 200% is going to give me a nice view. Look at that. I like that view. There we are. So what we're doing now is putting in these two M5 bolts right here. We've put in our little hex standoff right here. We're going to put this other bolt, and then we're going to build these bearing stacks just like he has shown right here. So it's perfect. It's great. It's wonderful. That was my DeMille camera for all the close-ups. Oh, you're speaking this one here. Yeah, that's a great camera. I love that camera. So, okay, well, let's put it back on while I let's put that one back on while I go ahead and put this other bolt in. Okay. So this is going to come in from behind. It's just a tight fit. I got big fingers, and it's a tight space back here. And here we go, just up here. And yeah, this one's got to kind of be threaded in. But it's good that it gets threaded in because that means it's not going to fall down. I keep wanting to reach through this back panel. There we go. To help me out. Here we go. Okay, so you're going to see a bolt rising in a minute. Or you might or might not. Right in front of my finger here. See? There it comes. And I can even read chat from here. Cecil B. DeMille. Oh, that's what you meant. Okay. Cecil B. DeMille. Is that too bright though? No, I think that's okay because I can darken that a little bit. Let's see, more cinematic drama. Oh, there we go. That's a little better. It's really just a big machine. It is. Okay, now I should be able to grab that. Now let's just use the hex key for what it's worth, and then we're going to start stacking some idlers and bearings and all sorts of fun stuff on here. Now, it may be a little more work. Actually, no, it's not going to be because I remember doing the bearing stacks on this initially, and it was tricky to get the bearing stacks in here. You had to kind of fudge it a little bit. This will be much easier to work with the bearing stacks. It's worth the little extra effort that I'm putting in right here. Okay, let's finish bringing this one right up. That looks like it's about up top, up fully. Now I can't see the hole. Whoa. Yeah, that's pretty much up all the way, as is the other one. Let's just make sure. Come on. It's dark under there, man. There we are. Okay, good. Okay. Now that we have that done, we are going to look. I love that I can switch so fast. We're going to look at the stack. So we need a shim, okay, so we need a shim, 2 of those bearings, or 2 of those spacers, a shim, 2 flange bearings, a flat bearing, and another shim. Now, I want to make sure, makes belt replacement so much easier. Oh, it definitely does, because you can put the top on after, right? Whereas with so this one here, you can put this lid on after you feed the belts. Whereas the old version, you actually had to have the top and it all assembled, and you had to actually you had to feed the belts through the tight spaces. So this is awesome. Now you had mentioned, oh, I see. So on the top, new mod uses a mini precision shim, then 2 6mm spacers and a mini precision shim under the front bearing stack. Okay, so I think I see what we're doing here. Well, you know what? It's easy to do because yeah, I'm just talking through my mouth and not knowing what I'm saying. Okay. Okay, so where are my spacers? So let's just dump this out. So we've got the 10mm tooth idlers in here that we've replaced. So we need these guys. We need these spacers, which I believe are the 6mm spacers. Let's get all these out in handy. This is all the stuff that was taken off of the original build when I stripped this down. And there we go. I don't know what I did with all the shims. Oh, there's some shims right there. There's 2 of the shims. There's a 3rd shim. Is there another shim in here? Why did I only have 3 shims? I may have to look for some shims, but I should have more than 3. I might have put them in another bag. But let's worry about this. Oh, actually, I have some. Here we go. I have some M5 shims right here. If I need any shims, here we go. So I have a bag here of precision spacers M5, and they're 1 millimeter spacers. Oh, I have plenty of them here. I think I'll use these ones. These are the gold ones. Okay. I hate opening these little bags. Come on. Here we go. Okay, so there's a whole bunch of shims there. Okay. So we're going to take a shim, two spacers, another shim. Okay, now we need to open up the new bearings that we got. So we have some flange bearings. So we need 2 flange bearings and a flat bearing. And then we got to do the same on the back there. So in this, I'm going to need in total here, I'm going to need 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 flange bearings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And there should be another 6 in here for the other side, which there is. Perfect. And then we're going to need 3 flat bearings. 1, 2, 3, and there should be 3 for the other side, which there is. Perfect. Okay, I'm not short any bearings. Print volume on this Teza is 500 by 500 by 500. Okay, so let's go ahead. I'm going to leave that instruction up open, and I'm going to put on the funky Cecil B. DeMille view for you guys. And we're going to go up here, and we are going to bring a handful of things here. A couple of these. We'll bring a few of these. We'll bring all our bearings. We're going to build our little stacks here. Hopefully, we'll build them properly. They'll either work or they won't, right? That's the way I look at it. Okay. Okie doke. So, first of all, we want on here, we want a shim. Okay. Ride down, shim, ride down. Then we want 2 of these 6 millimeter spacers. 1. I can build the stacks on the bolt, which is what I'm doing. 2 on the spacers. Then we want another shim. Come on, get down there, shim. Okay, and then we want a flanged bearing. We want a flat bearing and a top flange bearing, like so. Okay, there we go. And then we want another shim. Okay, and on the back, we're going to do a shim. Oh, I hope I have enough shims. I may have to find some more shims somewhere. Then we want a lower flange bearing, a flat bearing. Oh, this is so much easier. A top flange bearing, and a shim in between. And then a lower flange bearing, flat flange bearing, top flange bearing, and another shim. I'm not going to have enough shims for the other side. I'm going to hopefully I have enough somewhere. So now this top one should be in line with this top one, which it looks like it is. And the bottom one is going to be the pass-through for the bottom belt. Okay. And now I believe there's some spacers involved, because what happens here is this plate is going to go on like this. And I believe, yeah, I'm going to need some spacers underneath here, underneath these 2, in other words, so that these bearing stacks aren't going to ride up and down. But this plate will go on here, and that's perfect with that. Actually, that's not lined up very well with this. These things, these little hex things might be a little crooked, but let's just see. Yeah, they're cheap and they're not lined up perfectly, but fortunately I can probably bend these into place. I don't trust the manufacturing quality of these things because they were just cheap from AliExpress. So 3mm spacers on the top. Is that what I need, David? Okay. Well, let's see. When I ordered a whole bunch of spacers, when you said that, I ordered every spacer under the sun you could get. So let's see where my M5 3mm spacers are. So that's an M5 by 2. That's an M5 by 5. It's got to be an M5 by 3 here. M5 by 3mm spacers. There we go. Because I was paying for shipping, I ordered a whole schwack of M5 and M3 spacers from whatever this company was I ordered these spacers from, because they all came off AliExpress, and I don't want to pay more. I think it was like $20 for all these spacers, and then it was like $6 or $7 shipping. Scroll down a little on the instructions. Oh, okay. So here's where we are in the instructions so far. New modules, two 6mm spacers and a mini precision shim under the front bearing stack. Add a 3mm spacer on top of each bearing stack. Look at that. All I have to do is read the instructions, but you guys know me in reading instructions, right? I learned my lesson with the Voron builds about reading instructions carefully. Okay. So, there we go. So now we're going to go up here. We're going to go up here. 3mm spacer. Oh, look at that. They even fit. 3mm spacer. Now, when this goes on, this should, if I put it on the right way. Come on. Oh, this is the wrong one. No, there it is. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's perfect. Look at that. Hey, David, that's perfect. That's really bright. Now that's a little better. Okay, cool. Perfect. Okay, so now, oh, and that's almost lined up. Yeah, that'll line up once I force that over. So really, we're using 3 points to solidify this, and then this plate is going to be secured to here. But I'm not going to put this plate on yet. I'm going to keep this built just as it is, because now I need to align this gear properly with these, make sure it's aligned, and then tighten it down. We'll do the other side. Then we're going to run our belts. Other than, of course, we don't have the EVA hooked up, but then we'll run our belts, and then we can put these caps on. When did you learn reading? Hey, good one, Mike. Ouch, ouch, oh, oh, oh. Ouch. Make sure when you step off a step stool, you do it. So what's happening up there is these little hexagon things are, I have to kind of push it a bit in order to line it up with that hole, but then I just, yeah, whatever, you know, it doesn't matter. All it is to hold that plate in place. So, but I do think I'm going to need to find some more shims, although I think these are all, yeah, these are all the same size shims. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, I may have enough. Let's just see. So let's move this off this table here real quick. Don't lose any parts. Good. Did I lose any parts? I did. I dropped, how can I drop a shim? Oh, anyways, that's okay. I'll find one. So now we're going to turn this carefully as to not disturb my camera. There we go. Okay. I'm going to move the camera over to the other side. You guys ready to get dizzy? Ooh. Oh, sorry. How's my dental work look? Come on. And balance. And that's almost there. Okay, now we just got to aim that the right way. There we go. Whoops. Up a little higher. Up a little higher. A little bit lighter. Let's lighten that up a little bit. And focus it a little bit. There we go. Okay, now we're ready to start the other side. Okay, so got our motor. We've got our 10mm tooth gear upside down on this because this is the lower belt path. We need M3x6s. I don't think I have enough. No, I don't. I can use the button head cap screws. They're just as fine. Now, do the instructions say, because the instructions initially said M3 by 12s. Oh, I see. Okay. Blah blah. Anyways, for me, it's got to be M3 by 6 for those motors. Yeah, it says M3 by 12. So, David, you might be able to answer this. Right motor mount. So we're going to do the right motor right now. Attach motor to the bottom plate using 3 M3 by 12 cap head bolts. M3 by 12s are way too long. They bottom out on this. So I'm using M3 by 6s. M3 by 8s are even too long. And I don't have, let me just check and see if I have any M3 by 6s in here. I don't think I do. I have M3 by 8s. M3 by 8s. I need 6s for sure. The 8s were too long. Nope. Okay, I'll just use button heads. Button heads will be fine. As long as they hold the motor in. Are you using the printed part? No. What printed part? Should there be a printed part between the motor and the plate? Don't tell me that now. Because let me look. I don't see a printed part under there. No, not where the motor goes. There's a printed part. So I see a printed part here. This green part printed, which is the motor motor support, but the motor does not go in then. That goes beside the motor. All right, so there's no printed part under there at all. So right there under the flat plate is the motor's coming up through here, and those are the 4 holes. Well, that one's hidden, but these are the 4 holes where the motor is being mounted to, and there's no printed part under there. Unless I'm missing something. I've got the motor supports in there. Yeah, the motor support is, I think, the part you're talking about. Yeah. But no, I'm not using. I gotta go get to where I was. I think I was on the other side now. Here's the other side. Yeah. Yeah. So no, yeah. So it's just going. This is flat against the metal, holding the motor in. So 6 millimeters is plenty. So I'll just use button heads. All they got to do is hold the motor in, which is fine. I could put Loctite on these, actually. I didn't put them on the other ones. I could always loosen them and put Loctite because I don't want them vibrating loose. That's my only fear. And for some reason, the button heads use a smaller driver than the cap heads. I don't have any 6 millimeter cap heads. I thought I did. I have one. I'll use one of them, and I'll use the rest of them as button heads. And then when I get some more cap heads in, I will replace them with those. So let's go the floor cam again. Here we go. Okay, so again, I want to make sure that the electronics port is inside. And then this comes up under here. Whoa. And like so. I don't think it makes a difference, button heads or cap heads in this particular case. So, okay. And let me grab the last one here. Oops, not that one. Oh, no, okay, I got one in the wrong spot. This one's got to come out. And this is going to go in this one, because this is where the hex thing is going to go. There. This basically is mirroring the other side, is what we're doing. Okay, so our motor is secure in there. Okay. And then our little hex standoff is going to go in here, like so. Okay, we have that secure. Now we need our 2M 5x40 bolt, 45 bolts. You don't know where you came up with 12 millimeters. I tried 12, I tried 8, and I said, no, no, no. Then I thought, well, I said, David's going to come on after and correct me because I'm obviously doing something wrong. But that's okay. It might have been 12 millimeters in the old and the VCore 3 or 3.1 with the printed parts, with the top printed part. You might be going through a printed part which required 12 millimeters. Okay. So all we're doing is the same as we did on the opposite side here. So these parts are going through plastic. So these are going through the stepper motor support piece, which is attached underneath here. Which the only thing I replaced was the printed part. I didn't replace this plate. I just left this plate in from before. Maybe you were drinking that night, David, when you made the... No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I appreciate the fact that you have put that instruction pamphlet, that instruction manual together, period. Because, you know, I could wing it eventually, but it would take a while without actual instructions. It's like, whoops, gravity. Yeah. It's like try putting a Voron together without instructions. I think no matter how many times you do it, unless maybe an original Voron team member could do it without instructions, but I wonder if anybody could put up one of them together with no instructions, just winging it. That would be kind of fun to watch. It's hard to make new instructions after you figure out how to build it, of course. Okay, here we go with this other one. Blindfolded. Yes. Okay, I can just pull this up by finger now. I'm kind of glad that these are threading up through here. I think it's just enough clearance, or just enough clearance to thread it, but not enough clearance that it'll fall back through. Really helps with keeping those bearing stacks in place. Ryan Thorpe is an instructions type of guy. So am I. Although I'm guilty of skimming over instructions sometimes and assuming I know what's going to be next, or, you know. Okay. There we go. Okay, now we're going to kind of build the opposite kind of, we're going to sort of mirror what we did on the other side. Okay, so we're going to need all those flange bearings, all these flat bearings. Okay. And we're going to need 2 of these spacers. We're going to need 2 more of these 3 millimeter spacers. Whoops. And, man, shims. How many shims am I going to need here? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 shims. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. And the one I dropped on the floor would have been 5. Do I have more shims? Let me just see. I might. Although, what are they? 1 millimeter shims? Do I have one? I bought a 2 millimeter spacers. Did I get any 1 millimeter spacers? I don't think I did. Okay. Well, I can replace that one top shim with a 2 millimeter spacer and then use two 2 millimeter spacers to give me 4 instead of a 3 and a 1 millimeter shim. There's always a way to do it. Okay, so maybe that's what we'll end up doing. Because for some reason I'm kind of short of shims. Let's see if I have any more shims in here. I have washers, which aren't as precise as a shim. I don't know. I should have had enough shims from the last bearing stacks that I took apart, but whoops. These are all the old pieces. None in there. Definitely none in there. That's the new Eva. And let me just check in here real quick. See if I have any more shims. Oh, there's some shims right there. Okay, perfect. Okay, good. They're silver instead of gold, but who cares? So we have 5 more shims in here. Perfect. Perfect, perfect. Okay. With the 3.1, I don't know if I got shims with, maybe that's what these are. Yeah, these 5 would have come with it. Unless there was more in here and I just lost them, but I honestly don't remember because I got all the pieces kind of mixed up now. Where's the box with all the new pieces? Was in here. Yeah, and I've already kind of separated all the pieces, so. But I think we found enough here, so I think we're good. So I'm just going to grab all these parts in my handy little hand, and we'll go up. Whoops, don't you go anywhere. And let's go up and build a stack. Do this. Why does that look out of focus right now? There we go. Okay, so we are on this side. So the one opposite this, we want to go shim. Okay, and then we're going to go flange, bearing, and flange, shim. Come on. And flange, bearing, flange, and shim. Okay, that's that one. And then that one's going to need a 3 millimeter spacer. There we go. Okay, and then this next one, which is the inside one. Oh, did I just mix that up? I just mixed that up. Hang on a minute. I mixed that up. Okay, hang on. Let's take those off. That's all I needed there. Okay, and then that one is going to go boom and boom. And then a shim. Okay, and then the 3 mil spacer. Okay, I just mixed these two up is all I did. Now the one on the inside, there we go. Now we're going to need a shim. Shim, shiminy, shim, shiminy, shim. Flange bearing. Bearing. Top flange. A shim. Let's do a gold shim in there. I wonder if the gold shims are made of real gold. I doubt it. Come on, get down there. Come on. And a lower flange. bearing, upper flange, shim, and a 3mm spacer. That should be it. Okay. Wrong bolt. Yeah. I think, yeah. I got it right now, Dave. So that should be good. That should be good. I'm just going to test this plate for alignment. This is going to go on like so. Oh yeah, that's perfect. Okay, that's good. We are good. Okay. So we have our lower belt path. We have our upper bypass belt path. So now what I need to do is I need to go in. Man, I don't know what angle I'm going to be able to get at, but I need to go in and ensure that my toothed idler here, my driving gear, is in line with my other bearings. Yeah, I could have measured that, but that would have been too easy. So let's see. Tim with the sham gold shims. Tim with the sham gold shims. That's me, Andrew. Don't quit your day job. Sorry, did I say that out loud? Ah. Okay, so we don't need those. Let's throw that in the garbage. I'm just going to figure out how now. Go ahead, say it. I'm going to try. What kind of a view can I get on this to check if I could only fit my head up this gap here. Let's just see. Maybe from this angle here. Yeah. Okay, right there. I wonder if I can reach across. Okay, from this angle here. Okay. I'm going to put this on the floor cam so you can't see me fall. After the top is on and the belt tightened, I can adjust the drive gear. Really? I can reach in for that? I'm just going to get it close right now. I just want to get it a little bit close. Okay, it helps if I have the right size hex key. But I can actually see it really well. Okay, that's close. That's close. Now the other one, the top one, this one's got to go up a little bit. So right about there. Whoops, bumped the camera. Where's the other screw? There's the other screw. That's the same screw I just did. There's the other screw. Okay. Just want to check that one. Those are pretty good. Okay. I think those are actually very good lined up. By eye, anyways, but we'll be able to tell once the belt is on. Okay. Whew. I didn't even bring water down for me tonight. Okay, let's put these down before I... Oh, no, I'm going to need these. Hang on. I'm going to prepare these plates. These plates are, I believe, are going to need M5 by... Let's see. We're going to need some M5 lock nuts, M6 by 12s. Yeah, they're the M6 by 12s with the M6 by 12s with hammerhead, not hammerheads, with T-nuts. M3, let's see what I have here. Those should be, there's my M6 hammers. Yeah, the hammerheads are what I want. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to need more than that. Is that them here? I think that's them here. And then I'm going to need some M6 by 12 cap head screws. M5s, M6 by 12s. Button heads. So these, let's just make sure. Okay. So in here. One there. Where'd I just, oh, right, duh. M6 by 12s. I got a lot of M6 by 12s. One of the best things I ever did was get these little kits to sort my screws. Saves me so much time looking. Okay, and M6 by 12. Come on. A lot of these came off because I'm not putting covers on these yet. So I'm sure a lot of these M612s came from my side panels. Now, where are the rest of my M6 hammerheads? Right here. Okay. Can never have too many bolts and hammerheads. You know, I don't even have the window open. I have no idea how many people are even watching this stream right now, and I don't care. Well, I do care, but I don't even, because I don't have the YouTube window open right now. Okay, so that one's prepared, and this one's prepared. So I think, if my spidey senses are correct, I think the next step is to run the belts. Let me just check Mr. David's instructions just to be sure I'm not missing something. We got the bearing stacks done. Okay, and then run belts as shown, then mount the top motor plate. Okay, so let's see. This is going to be one piece of belt that I think I'm going to have to cut in half. I hope. 24, oh, 24, thanks, David. Okay, so there's our belt. So this, I believe, we're just going to cut right in half. Hopefully there's more than enough here. Is this a Gates belt? This doesn't say what kind of belt it is. It doesn't look like Gates, but it smells like a Gates belt. Okay, well, let's go ahead and... Oh, man, that's sharp. Whew. 2GT9. It doesn't say, there's no Gates branding on it, so... Oh, yeah, definitely going to be enough if I just cut this in half. Oh, yeah. Surprising, though, how long the belts need to be. Okay. Wouldn't it be cool if you could have a Core XY with one continuous belt? I hope. It's off to word we go. We're not a garter. Look at that. Knife or scissors? Where's my scissors? There's my scissors. I hope this is half because it's cut. Okay. 1/2. 2 halves. Okay, we're going to run the belts. So, it should be pretty obvious the way we're going to run the belts, but let's just go ahead and I wonder if I can give you a better view of the whole top as I attempt to do this. This could be funny to watch. Let's just see. Do I have a tripod I could put that camera on that would be higher? I wonder. I don't think my top camera, let's just see. I don't know if the overhead cam, this might be okay. Pop this one off of here. Let's move this off to the side. And this one, if I turn it over this way, there, and then you can kind of see, because this is right here. Yeah, then you can kind of see what I'm doing here. What the heck? The 500 needs 6 meters in total. This feels stiffer. It feels stiffer than a Gates belt. I don't know what kind of belts they use, but anyways. Okay, so I'm going to look at the instructions. So this one's going to come in. So this is the bottom one. This is going to come in from the bottom. This is going to come in, around, and around and down to the bottom on this one. So this one's going to go, oh man, that is so much easier, Dave. Oh, holy cow, look at that. Like, look at that. Then we're going to come around to this side. And then we're going to, holy cow, bottom belt. So this one just skips right around to the bottom of this stack here. Oh man, this is going to, I'm like, come on, get down to the bottom bearings. Come on. Little tight in the corner here, but that's okay. There, we are on the bottom. Holy cow. Holy easy. Is that down? Is that right down? Yeah, it is. And then we're going to come through here. This is the bottom. I got this. Do I have this right? No. Hang on a minute. What have I got? Do I have this? And this is the bottom. No, I got something. Okay, I'm going to go around the other side here. I got something mixed up over here. Okay. I'm trying not to fall off of this thing. Okay, so we got this one coming out here. Oh, I see what I'm doing. So we go through here. We bypass this. Like so. Then we come around this bottom one. Holy. Did you change the x-axis pieces, David? I don't know. You're going to tell me now that I needed to change the x-axis pieces? I think I did. Yeah, the new ones. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I printed new x-axis pieces. Well, why? Something looks off on the x-axis here. something looks off here. Because that's going to come in from behind on the bottom. This one's going to come in from behind on the top. Okay, hang on a minute here. Doesn't take much to confuse me, so I'm a tiny bit confused right here, but that's okay. Holy cow! Come right through here. Okay, let me just keep this going because I have a feeling. This is the tricky one. I guess I didn't have to put these top plates on before I fed the belts because this is, I can't seem to get the belt to go through here too easy. So basically what I'm looking at is this front one. No, the camera's not showing where I'm looking here. Hang on, if I do this. There we go. This front one right here. I'm trying to run this lower belt around, and I guess what I should have done was not put this cover on before I ran the belt through. Go down about 5 pages in the instructions. Okay, did I do the wrong X gantry? Let's just see. Okay, there we are, right there. BOM for X assembly 3.2 up. Oh, 3.2 upgrade X assembly. What did I do? Okay, well let's pause. Let's pause. Okay, so let's go ahead and pause. We've got the belts fed through the back motors, no problem. Okay, so we're going to pause for a minute. Okay, let's pause for a minute and breathe. Make sure I got the right proper X gantry part printed here. Is the 3.2 version, hey Maker Viking, Thomas, how are you? Is the 3.2 version different than the 3.1 version, David? Okay, so let's make sure that I didn't screw that up. Okay, right. Okay, let's just see. So on our right and on our right, we have the front one to the lower. Bottom one is the upper, or this one is the upper. Okay. And then we have on this side, we have the upper over here and the lower over here. I think, look at the bottom printed mounts. Bottom of the printed mounts. Okay. Okay, well, what I'm going to do, let me hang on a second here. Okay. Could just be me overthinking here. Oh, I see. Okay. The way they attach to the 2020. Oh, I see. Okay. With 2 screws here. They look the same. I think they're the right ones. I think they're the right ones. Here, I'll show you underneath. Boom, boom. Let me just show you underneath here. So there's the bottom of my right side. And I'm looking, yeah, there's the bottom of my right side. And I'm looking at your image and it looks correct. And then, of course, the bottom of the left side. And I think those are correct. So I think it's just me wrapping my head around the way the belts loop around these things. So let me get up here let me get up here and have a quick look and just think about this for a second. So we have our bottom belt coming out of here. We bypass, we come through here, come around this one and back through here. And then it's got to go right through and out to, it's got to come in behind. It's got to come in behind the rail. So I think we're okay. Let me just see if I can't. Is this bottom one bypasses through this for here? Why? Come on. Okay, we come through here. Okay. Then we got to come around this front one. Go down this page or so in the instructions. Let's see. Yeah. Yeah, okay, I see. Okay, so. Oh, they're coming out the front. Okay, so maybe. So that's going to come out the front on the bottom. That's going to come out the front on the top. But what is the bottom idler? Tell me I don't have these mixed up on my sides. I think, you know what I think I've done? I think I have this rail backwards. I'll bet you I have this rail on backwards because I'll bet this is the left and I'll bet this is the right. I'll bet you any money I've done that because when I was, depending on which way I was looking at the printer when I put it on, I will bet you I have that X rail on backwards. Yeah. I am almost sure of it. So let's go ahead and remove that X rail. Yeah, I think I have the X rail on backwards, David. Because basically the belts are coming out the front of the X gantry. And the way I have those rails on, it won't come out the front, it comes out the back. And in order for it to work properly, they got to come out the front. Or do they come out the front? I guess they do. I guess they do. Okay. Let me pop this off. It's easy enough to fix. Easy enough to fix. Hang on 1 second. I just got a message from the missus. Okay. I think it's as simple as that. I got these mixed up, I'm sure of it. So let's just pop this X rail off and double check. Wouldn't be beyond me to mix up my right and left on this thing. Okay. This is my fun part where I got to try and hold this. I don't want to bend the rail. Okay. Come on up front. Man, that slides so smoothly. Okay. And let's get this one off. There we go. So I had it on this way. Well, this says left, and this is the left. And this does say right. Okay, so I'm a little confused. I need to sit for a minute because my back is kind of hurting. Right is the higher bearing, left is the lower. The higher bearing on which side? So if I'm looking at it this way, okay, this bearing is higher. This bearing is lower, looking at it this way. But this says this is the left piece. So I just have to. So if I have the upper, lower, I need to think about this for a second. Let me just have a look at the. Actually, I'm going to just switch over to the actual RatRig assembly manual for a second. I want to just make sure that I'm not messing something up here. Bear with me, guys. Okay. Because why do I think on my last build I had the belts coming out back of the X gantry? Where's the belt section for this? I don't see where they're putting the belts on. Yeah, I'm looking at the pictures in the instructions. I really am. Which one's the most recent one that you just... This one. Okay. So on that side, that is definitely right. That's the upper belt over there. Okay, that's the upper belt. I don't know why this is so confusing for me. Okay, where? Why is Word being such a dink? Okay, here we are. Okay, that's the upper belt on the left. The right is the lower belt. On the right, X-axis assembly. I'm sure I've got it right, but let's just double check. Okay. Okay, so you have this in here. So the right. So this is the way I've got it. That is the way I had it on. Why am I so damn confused as to how that's supposed to go? Okay. Okay, so that's right. Just. Okay, that's a good image there. Okay, well, this was right. So we're gonna put it back on. It's just me. It's just me having a brain fart here, guys. That's all it is just me having a brain fart. I don't know. Let's put this back on. And let me figure it out. It's just a belt path thing is all it is, I'm sure. I'm sure I'm just a little confused as to the proper belt path. Because I'm actually I can actually be that dumb sometimes. Okay, there we go. Let's get these back on. I'm pretty sure, I'm positive I have the X gantry built properly, and I'm sure this is going on the right way, and it's just me. It's just me being a little confused about the actual belt path. Okay. Hang on a sec, guys. Okay. And here we go. Why do I live stream again? Why do I do this? Somebody remind me why I enjoy this. Okay, let's snug these up. I like torturing myself. Exactly. That's got to be it. I like the embarrassment and the torture. There we go. Okay, that's back to normal. Okay. Let's get my ass back up on the ladder here. Oh, that kind of moved. Why did that camera move so badly? Okay. So we're coming out of the lower belt here. We'll just get it around the front idler. Let's come through here. Not worry about, as David said, let's just get it through the front and then we'll worry about that after. Let me grab a zip tie. Boop, boo-doo-doo-doo-doop, doop. Okay. Use the old zip tie trick. There we go. This works every time. Well, most times. There we go. Okay. Get it down around that idler. Well, I'll be okay. We got this side through. Let's go get the other side through. Not worry about the X gantry right now. Okay. So we lost our loop here. Oh no, this is our lower. Okay, that's okay. Ouch. Man, I swear I'm getting slivers from this belt. Probably the steel reinforcement in it. Okay, let's come through here. Oh, man. Take it back through the X bearing stack. Oh, I see what you're saying. This one didn't stay put. Well, hang on 1 second here. I'm only coming around the front on one of them. This one's got to come around. Okay, hang on a second. This is what's going on with me, is I'm thinking too much. This one's got to come back here, and this one's got to go through and into the back, because this is the lower belt, and then the upper belt, and then this one's going to come back through. I am so friggin' confused. But that's okay. It doesn't take much to confuse me. What I need to do is just look at a belt looping diagram. That's what I got to do. But this one's going to come through here, and this one's going to come out the back. And that's going to go back through that one. Yeah. I need to just comic relief. I know, guy. Jeez. I'm not having a very good time of this here right now. So this one's got to go back through here. And then the lower belt's got to come back through here. Front and back, like anyways. So I need to get my zip tie here again. Where'd I put it? Right here. Okay. Love the belt part. The running the belts. Yeah. Who doesn't love it, right? Okay, there we go there. Let's see if I can get this through here. Oh, come on. Patience, Tim. Patience. Running belts is never easy. Could be worse. If it was easy, everybody would do it. There we go. Okay, we got that belt through. Thank goodness. So we got this one through. Okay. I guess where I'm confused, so that one's through there. Now, I guess where I'm confused is where this one goes next. This came around the front lower idler, and this is going to come back, come through here. No, it's not. What the heck? This has got to come back through the back somehow. You did your 500 on a floor. I'm just confused about this one belt run right here, and I don't know why this is confusing me so much. It shouldn't be. Anyways, let me just get down off of this. Take a breather. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cheat. Take a breather. And I'm going to have a quick peek at the actual belt path from the let me just go ahead and peek at the actual belt path documentation in the RatRig manual. Why do they not show a belt path? Bed arm assemblies. I don't want the bed arm assemblies. The belt path should come after the X-axis assembly. Okay, let's do that. I know it might be a little bit different, but it's going to at least open my eyes. Okay, here we go. Okay, bear with me 1 second here. So, this is crazy. I did look at the diagrams and the instructions, I did, but it still confused the crap out of me. Okay, joiner. Okay, I've got them here. I'm looking here now. Mm-hmm. Okay. So that's coming through, coming around and into the top, into the bottom. Okay. But okay, so I think what's confusing me is that's not a geared pulley. And should that be a geared pulley? Bear with me. Did I put the wrong pulley back in? That could be where I'm getting a little confused. Let's just go back and look at that. No, none of those are geared in the X gantry. None of those are geared pulleys. Then why are we running a tooth portion of the belt on the geared pulley? Okay. Okay, I think I got this. This one comes back around from the front and comes through here and out here. Like so. So that makes sense there. Although, why is that right though? That we're running the geared side of the belt against a smooth pulley on the one? It has to be. It's the only way it can work. Okay, so that's the lower belt run. Except this corner has slipped up a bit. You need to, oh, it's because of the bearing stack. We don't have anything on top of the bearing stack yet, that's all. Okay, there we go. There we go. There's the lower belt run. Hey, Jose, take care. See you later. Okay, now I think I've got this right. We have one coming out the front of the X, one coming out the back of the X. And we're going to have the same in the upper, one coming out the front, one coming out the back. Now it's kind of making more sense to me. So let's get the upper belt run. Okay. So come through here, around the extruder motor and like this. There's that one. So what I should do is, as I have that put on, and what I'll do is I will put the plate on in a minute. There we go. Okay, the lower one came through and the upper one's going to come Okay, so then the upper one's going to come through here. Oh man, slivers. Belt slivers. So you're going to come up through here. There we go. You're going to feed through here. Where did I put the zip tie? Right here. Actually, might not even need the zip tie on this one. I probably will. No, I don't. Okay, you're going to come through here. Like so. Okay. You're going to come back through here, out here, like so. So there's the lower and upper meeting in the middle here. Now, upper belt comes through here, around this bearing here. There we go. Then we're going to pull this guy through here. Come on, now you better cooperate with me. I know you can do it. There we go. Okay, that wasn't so bad. And there. So I think we're okay. So we have, where's the camera there? So we have we have an upper and a lower, and an upper and a lower. So I think that's right. I think that's what was confusing me. So we have one coming out the back, one set coming out the back, one set coming out the front. I think that's it. Yeah. Okay. That's what was confusing me. And it does not take a lot to confuse me. Okay. Bear with me 1 second here while I look at one more thing, just to give myself a little confirmation. Okay. Front. And back. Okay, makes sense. Okay, now the covers. Yeah, I got 20 more minutes before I got to take off, but I should be able to get these covers on. So we need some M5 lock nuts. Huh, that was just more work than it should have been. It's just me thinking. It's me overthinking things. I've done enough Core XYs, you'd think that I wouldn't have had to think that hard about that. But of course I did, so. And it's pure entertainment value for you guys laughing, saying, ah! Okay, M5 lock nuts are not there. I believe they are put away. Yeah, I think they're in my kit. Let's just grab them. I need 4 of them. No, they're not in there either. Where's my M5 lock nuts? Unless they're in here. They shouldn't be, but you never know. M3. Okay, somewhere. Anyways, let's get the plates on to begin with first. Okay, so overhead. So we'll start on this side right here. And this is going to require, if I'm not mistaken, the orange guy. So this is going, let's get these all lined up. Let's get these all lined up, I said. There we go. So these ones we're just going to kind of just snug. We're not going to tighten quite yet because we want to get those got to get these lock nuts in place, and then we got to get the little M3 in place there. Okay, let's do that one. May as well get this corner on while we're here. That is this way. Okay. Now I need to find those M5 lock nuts, folks. I have them somewhere. I'm sure I have some. Maybe I don't. Maybe I don't have M5 lock nuts. I don't recall taking any off of the old build, which there's 2 Nylock. There's 2 of them, but we need 4. Well, we'll get one side done anyways. This would be a challenge as a first printer, yeah. Definitely be a challenge as a first printer. I think any build, any do-it-yourself build would be. Okay, so let's get these on. Let's just go ahead and do this corner. It's going to need the yellow, and I'm going to need my wrench set. Okay. Did you get any in the 3.1 kit? I don't think so, no. Okay, so we need, I think that's an 8. I think I need an 8mm socket for that. That's exactly what I need. Okay. Okay, there's that one. There's that one. Okay, now I can tighten these down. Okay, now I need to find a short M3 to go in that, and that's going to be a little, I have to bend that back into place. So let's see what I have for M3s here. What was that just fell? Man, gravity again. I think a 6mm button head will be just fine for that. Let's just see. Oh, maybe not long enough. Nope, not long enough. 8mm. Definitely 8mm. Okay. So this one, this one's done. Belt stayed in its proper position, and yeah, you're right. It's easy to adjust the height of that motor, tooth motor gear up there afterwards. So, okay. So just so you can see, this side is complete. So we just finished. We just put that little 8mm button head screw in there to hold it against that little hex tower, and everything else is tightened down in there nicely. Beauty. So now I just need, what are we at? 7:15. I got 15 minutes. Can I swear I thought I had more 5mm nylock nuts. I got lots of M3s, but I can't stretch an M3 to an M5. Let me just double check everywhere here. Otherwise, I'll just have to order some of those, which is not a big deal. Nothing there. Nothing in there. That's all the extra linear rail stuff. Okay, and let me just double check in here again to make sure I didn't overlook anything. There wouldn't be anything M5 in the EVA kit, so I don't even need to bother opening that. There's no M5 nylocks in that. I don't know why I thought I had enough. Nope. Doesn't look like it. Well, I'll either have to order some, or I think my buddy Richard probably has some. He tends to have everything. But I'm positive I can get some of those locally. That just surprises me that oh, hang on, what's this? What's this? Hang on. What are these? Right in here. These I don't need anymore. Hang on, I think I found a couple. Let me grab an M5 screw. I think I found a couple. You've given up on Creality? I don't mind this new printer so far. I think I found a couple M5s right here. There we go. I did find 2 more M5 nylock nuts. That's in the old anti-backlash thingamadoober thing for the old VCore. Okay, good. So we found 2 more M5s. We got to grab another one of them M38 button heads. Okay, So we can go ahead. Thank goodness. Come on up here and we can go around and finish this side. Cool. Cool. That way I don't leave the job undone. Okay. So under here. I am feeling blind. Come on. There we go. Okay, one. And here's the other one. Okay, those are done. Tighten these up. Okay, and then I drop that other screw. Of course, wouldn't be a stream of mine if I didn't drop a screw. And this corner. Bend that piece into place. There it is. And done. Looks great. So we will check them for alignment next. And yeah, wow. That was, I guess that's quite the task for a 2.5 hour stream. We are 7:20, good timing. Well, folks, I got to put my tools away and call it. Not sure why this was not the original design, the metal parts top and bottom. I know, this is so much, okay, other than the fact that I made it look stupid hard, which it shouldn't have been. I had the brain fart with the belts, okay, I'll admit. But yeah, otherwise that is a simple way to do things for sure. Where did I put? There it is. There. Where did I put my little socket? Oh, right in front of me. I like to put things away. That way I don't lose them. I used to have a bad habit of I'd leave my tools hanging out and then I'd move them, put them somewhere, and then when I go to find them, I didn't put it away properly. So I'd rather put them where they go. That way there's no excuse and I'm the only one to blame if I can't find them. Well, that's some progress. The belts will just hang here until we get Eva built, which I'm contemplating putting a different extruder on. I have an Orbiter 2. I've got to check and see if there's an Eva build that will allow for the Orbiter 2. So you always put your mind away, but you still lose it often. There you go, Andrew. Look at that. That's me. So I hear you, man. Okay, let's put that away. We have an extra shim there. We have an extra bolt over there somewhere. These are garbage. And these are more spare parts. We'll put our calipers away where they're supposed to go. Make sure it's powered off. Too many times I've been, oh, why do you keep powering on? Oh, because you know why? Because you have to tighten that up and then power it off. So you don't inadvertently move it and cause it to power on. I've burned too many batteries on calipers by not having them powered off properly. And these are all garbage. Man, I swear I got slivers from that belt. And this I've got to find a new home for because this case is a piece of crap. Because it won't close. Okay, folks. I think, therefore, we're on. Let's see. What are we doing here? How many likes did I get on this stream anyways? 25 likes, not bad so far. Not bad. Thank you, guys. Appreciate that. Anyways, we're done. We're done for now. And yeah, I want to thank everybody. David, thank you for coming on and coaching me through some of that, because that would have been even more painful than it was. I still got some slivers in me from those belts. It's crazy. And man, dirty hands. Talk about dirty hands from those belts. But hey, we made some good progress. I want to have this thing up and printing by mid-June. So we'll see what happens. So yes. Thank you, everybody. We're going to run. We got some things to do. 26 likes here. Thank you so much. Awesome. Listen, thank you guys, everybody. We'll continue this build. I may do some off stream. We'll see, because there's still a long way to go on it. But getting the extruder built is kind of the next thing to get going, and then we got to get the electronics. Blah blah blah. The bed. There's a lot of work to do yet left on it. A lot of work to do yet left to go. So I will be doing some off camera, and I'll be doing some on camera, but yeah, that's it. His name was Testicle. Good luck. Okay. Okay, guys, listen, thank you very much, everybody, for watching, and we'll catch you all next time. Hope you like the new studio layout, sort of. I'm going to try and improve it even more by getting better camera placement, better close-up shots, et cetera, et cetera. So I will talk to you guys all later. You guys have a wonderful night, and we'll see you during the week, and see you next Sunday on our next official live stream. So bye for now.